Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of Dunn. I'm the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of this Dunn Wisdom movement, and of course, the founder of Manifest 90. Welcome to another episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. I am your host. I'm actually joining us today from beautiful Washington, D.C. So I am here for a conference on city business. And so I didn't want to not do the workshop. So I'm here today to talk to you. And so we are going to be talking about how to develop an unstoppable mindset. Now, how many times have you been in a situation where you felt like quitting? Like you were just so sick and tired of being sick and tired, so overwhelmed by everything that was coming your way, so challenged by the no or the delays or the roadblocks that you come up in contact with. Well, guess what, guys? Resilience is something that can be learned. It's a skill. You know, you've heard me say time and time again that success and failure starts in the mind. And so the most powerful tool for success is creating a mindset that weathers any storm, creating a mindset where you are so deeply rooted that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what challenges come your way, no matter what people do or say, you're going to be unmoved. You're going to be so clearly grounded in your visions that you will take action anyway. That peace and joy will be your constant state of being. And that's such an important thing. Let's see who is saying good morning this morning. Hey, Toya, good morning. It is indeed a skill, Toya. It is a skill. I can't tell you how many people I have coached that, wanted to quit. I mean, I myself went through that moment. I remember during my campaign when I was campaigning for commissioner, and it was during early voting. We were all at the voting site, right? And my opponent was so like in my face at some point, and this is during COVID, right? He got so close in my face that he actually stepped on my feet. I was scared at that moment and I wanted to quit. I remember walking away from the poll site, taking a walk by myself, taking a deep breath, and practicing some of the techniques that I'm going to teach you today to develop an unbeatable mindset, right? But before I start to share these 7 tips with you, I want us to agree on a few things. First, I want us to agree that abundance is your birthright. You were made to have a happy, joyful, abundant life. However, which way abundant looks for you, it's your birthright, right? You were not made to suffer. You were not made to struggle. Yes, there will be moments in life where you will feel pain. There will be moments in life where you will struggle. And that's a part of the beauty of this journey called life, because every time we go through a challenge, a desire is birthed within us, right? Like when you go through a broken heart from a relationship that didn't work, well, now that you've experienced what you don't want, it helps you to know what you do want, right? So I want us to agree, first and foremost, that abundance is your birthright. Second thing that I want us to agree on is that your dreams are important. And I want you to imagine what is possible for your life if you allow yourself to dream big. I don't care what your circumstances are right now. Maybe you are already, having the relationship that you dream about. Well, guess what? How can you take that relationship to the next level? Maybe your bank account looks the way that you want it to. Well, how can you use that money to do more in the world, to have better impact, right? So I want you to give yourself permission to dream big. So that's the second premise that I want us to agree on today. And the third premise I want us to agree on is that you can tap into your inner essence to create the life of your dreams. That's law. You can do it. You already have that inner thing inside of you that's guiding you, and all of the needs that you have already done, they're already met. So let's just establish that foundation to start. Okay. Let's see who's watching. All right. Toya says abundance is your birthright. And for you to allow yourself to dream big. That is so true. Toya, I have noticed that sometimes some women are afraid to dream because they're afraid to be disappointed, right? Well, guess what? The more you dream, the more possibilities exist for you, because success and failure starts in your mind. Somebody had to dream about this product before it went to market, right? Somebody had to dream about this design for this breast bracelet before it went to market. So that's just the foundational premise that I want us to start off. Now I'm going to share with you 7 tips for you to develop an unstoppable mindset. And the first principle I find is that sometimes we get overwhelmed by our work. We get overwhelmed by all of the things that are on our plate because we overcommit. So, one of the first tips I have for you is for you to understand that saying yes to yourself, saying yes to your dreams, saying yes to your business sometimes means saying no. It sometimes means saying no. So, I want you to think about all of the things that you've committed to, right? From maybe carpooling, or dropping off the kids to school, or taking on that extra assignment at work, or picking up the dry cleaning. Think about all of the things that you say yes to. Are those things aligned with who you are as a person? Are those things that you really, really, really want to do? Or are they things that you're saying yes to just to be nice? Right? So sometimes saying yes to yourself and your dreams means saying no to other things. So I want you to protect your space and set up boundaries, and only do things that make you feel good. Only do things that align with your goals, that align with your purpose, that align with the mission that you have, your soul contract, if you will. Say yes to those things, and the other things, say no to them. That will help you to eliminate some of the unnecessary stress that's making you feel a little bit overwhelmed, right? So say yes only to the things that you really, really want to do. The second tip is release your past. I'm going to say that again. Release your past. Just because, and I'm going to speak for myself. So I have been divorced twice, right? I got married the first time in my 20s. I believe it was in my early 20s. I got married the first time. And that relationship did not work. I'm really grateful for it because I had my 2 pregnancies, gave birth to my son, Uriel. And that sparked a lot of things in my life. Got married right after that to a second person. And that relationship didn't work. I got divorced in 2012. It is now 2022, 10 years later. And I'm at the point in my life now where I'm calling in a partner, I'm calling in a mate. And I had to really do some work on myself internally to release my past, because I was judging myself and judging the woman who I was, who chose those 2 men to be in a relationship with, right? They were great men. They just weren't really great men for me in the long run, right? So I had to release all of that. I had to release my past and trust that the woman that I am now is going to choose from a place of alignment. I trust that the woman that I am now is calling in the right partner for me, a man who God created just for me. But in order for me to get to that space, I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive the woman who I was, who made those choices. And I believe that a lot of times as women, we carry around this baggage of our past choices that keeps us stuck, that keeps us weighed down. And really that blocks our blessings. And in the blocking of our blessings, right, it gives us like it creates a lack of room. So I want us to release our past. Forgive yourself, forgive others, heal your trauma. If you need to go to counseling, go to counseling. If you need to work with a coach, work with a coach. But you've got to release your past. That will free up some of the space in your mind so that you can enjoy your life, so that you can create the life of your dreams. So that's tip number 2. Release your past. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What are you talking about? Let's see what Peter John is saying. Once you think you can accomplish your blessings. For sure. Hey, Peter, thanks for joining us again. Good morning to you. He's saying positive thoughts comes when our heart posture is aligned with our dreams. That's so true, Peter. So true. All right. What else are you saying? Release others who did us wrong. You know what? That is so true, Peter. It'll help us move forward. And believe it or not, it'll really release some of the challenges that keeps our mind stuck. All right. The next thing is start where you are. Start where you are. So I sometimes speak to women that dream about starting a business and they quit before they even get started. Or those of us who dream about getting that new promotion, but we don't go have the conversation with our boss, right? We allow circumstances to keep us stuck. We allow circumstances to keep us from going after our dream. And so I want you to know that it's okay for you to start from where you are right now, today, in this moment. You can start from where you are. All right. So, what's the next right step for you to take towards having that dream happen for you? So, maybe you got laid off because of COVID or downsizing, right? Well, okay. Feel what you feel. Take 24 to 78 hours to get in touch with how you feel, name your feelings, embrace your feelings, and then ask yourself, ask spirit, what's the next right move for me? What's trying to emerge through me in this moment so that I can still have my dream happen for me? What's the path of least resistance? And when you get that one step, take it. You don't have to have the whole plan from A to Z. All you need right now is the first step. That's it. Just the first step. And the minute you get that first step, take it. If that first step is that you get an inspiration to make a call, to call a friend, call that friend and start where you are. Take action today. And then step number 4, this is so true. You've got to commit. You've got to commit, because without commitment, absolutely nothing happens. You've got to commit. You've got to decide that this life is something that you want. You've got to decide that that business is something you want, or that relationship is something you want, or you want to improve the relationship. Whatever it is, whatever you're dreaming about, you've got to decide and you've got to commit. But commit in a way that will have you moving hell or high water to get it done. Commit in such a way that you know that you are source, that you are the channel through which that thing can happen. Commit in a way that nothing will stop you, that you will not be moved. You will keep going no matter what. Commit like your life depends on it, because guess what? This is the only life you get, and you are the architect of your life. You are the architect of your dream, and you alone can make things happen for yourself. There are a lot of outside circumstances that we can't control. We can't control the economy. We can't control COVID. We can't control what our boss does. But guess what? We can control how we think. We can control how we feel. We can control our actions. And remember, the creation process, the Manifest 90 creation process is your thoughts. Your thoughts trigger your emotions. Your emotions inspire your actions, and your actions produce your results. And so I want you to decide and commit to something. commit to it, take action, start where you are, go. And this whole idea that you don't have time is BS. It's BS. There are 24 hours in the day, and you and I have the same 24 hours as Oprah. We have the same 24 hours as Mark Zuckerberg, okay? So create the time. Look at how you're spending your time right now. Are you spending your time surfing the internet? Are you spending most of your time playing video games? How are you spending your time? Create the time. You absolutely deserve to have the life of your dreams. And so whatever it is that you're asking for, whatever it is that you're praying for, whatever it is that you're dreaming about, you can have it because it's your birthright. All of the tools that you need in order to get it done are already inside of you. Time, not having time, scarcity conversations around time, scarcity conversations around money, those are all excuses that keep you stuck. So if you want it, make the time. Make the time. And then my next tip for you is reprogram your mind. So I want you to think about the thing that's making you feel overwhelmed right now. Just take a couple of minutes. In fact, I want you to set your timer. Set your timer for 5 minutes. And I want you to think about that thing that has you feeling stuck, that thing that has you feeling overwhelmed. And I want you to take out your journal and I want you to just write. Don't think, just write. Write out your feelings. Get it all out on paper. Get it all out on paper. Then I want you to go back and read what you wrote and ask yourself, is this true? Is this really true? And if it is, then I want you to say to yourself, okay, that was then. The past already happened. I'm releasing the past. I'm releasing the person that made that choice. Now in this moment, I can choose something different. And I want you to rewrite the statement. I want you to switch it around. So for example, let me see if I can come up with a real world example. So for example, let's say that, yes, real world example. So before the election, my company and I, MD Marketing Network, I partnered with a couple of other folks and we pitched for the census. There's an RFP that was out from the Broward County. We submitted the RFP. We got shortlisted and we had the opportunity to present our concept in front of the host committee, in front of the selection committee, right? Well, we were not selected for that RFP. So in that moment, I could have said to myself, oh my gosh, this was horrible. And I felt horrible. I felt disappointed that we didn't get the job. But I knew that abundance is my birthright. I knew that with every RFP process that I would go through, that I would get better at writing them. And that was our first time in being shortlisted to actually do a presentation. So I took that negative circumstance, that negative situation that did not work out the way that I wanted to work out. And I acknowledged how I felt. I acknowledged my disappointment. I spoke with my team. We allowed ourselves to feel what we felt. And then we said, okay, what can we do better next time? We pivoted. We reprogrammed our mind. And I want you to do the same thing too. And know that challenges are always, God will always work things out for your highest good. So I want you to look at the challenge, the thing that's making you feel overwhelmed, the thing that's making you think about quitting, and ask yourself, how can you shift your perspective? What is that circumstance there to teach you? And reprogram your mind around it. Reprogram your mind. It takes practice, but I promise you, it is something that's worth doing. It's something that's worth doing. And then put yourself in a position where you allow yourself to feel better. Put on some music, dance, raise your vibration, go for a walk in nature, raise your vibration, okay? And reprogram your mind. Understanding that you get to pivot as needed. but don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on your dreams. You're worth it. You are absolutely worth having everything that you're praying for. All right. Thank you, Toya. I love that you appreciate my words of wisdom. What are you committing to, Toya? I'm curious. Have you ever felt um, like you wanted to quit at something? If you guys have ever felt like you wanted to quit, like you wanted to stop, type it in the chat. I'm curious to know of a circumstance or a time when that was true for you. You know, I can tell you that some of the women in my Manifest 90 program, they go through that. They go through that on a daily basis. It's normal. None of us like to feel challenges, but I can tell you that one of the things that I'm learning about myself is that every time I try something new, I feel uncomfortable. I feel unstable. I feel like I am like standing on a board and the board is going like this. And then the moment I find my balance, then it's smooth sailing. Not to say that things don't shift, right? Because they do. But the moment I go inward, and I change my mindset using affirmations. I change my mindset using scripting. I change my mindset by putting on music or a YouTube video that really creates a different vibration for me. The solution comes and I'm okay. And so I want to encourage you today to not give up on your dreams. I want to encourage you today to not give up on yourself. You deserve everything you're praying for. Abundance is your birthright. You are powerful beyond belief. So tell yourself how beautiful you are. Tell yourself how smart you are. Tell yourself about the woman that you are or the man that you are, and know that greatness is in you. You've just got to get out of your own way and allow it to emerge through you. So that's it for today's show. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal, but I've got to get downstairs to the conference. Thank you again for joining us for this episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. If you want to learn more about our programs, if you want to learn more about the opportunities that we offer through Dunn Wisdom, you can text the word Dunn Wisdom to 545454. I have a couple of free resources I'd love to share with you. We have our abundance infusion practice, our 7-day abundance challenge. I'd love to give that to you as a gift. I also have our Manifest 90 course that is going to accept the next beta cohort starting in August. We opened the wait list for that. So I'd love to invite you to join the wait list. And of course, as always, you can go to dunnwisdom.com to learn more. But if you text the word Dunn Wisdom to 545454, we'll send you a link that will give you access to all of those free resources that I'd like to gift you with. Thank you again and have an amazing day. Remember to be kind and loving to yourself because you deserve it. Be well.